Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Waiver Wire Queen, and I want to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, y'all. Y'all hit that like button if you are a fan of basketball and you have been watching the playoffs. And some games have been great, and others have been blowouts. So it's like, all right, y'all. The Los Angeles Lakers. My opinion. I knew this was gonna happen. AD hasn't been solid all season. He's been in and out, obviously, with injuries. He's he was playing like he won his ring and that was it, in my opinion. Obviously, LeBron has been hurt. The roster is not that great, and it showed. But if you watched him against the Warriors in the play-in tournament, you already got an opportunity to see that it wasn't going to work, whether it was them getting back past Phoenix or not, or another team bumping them. They just don't have the talent, and when your top guys are not that healthy, it's not going to work, and it's only going to get you so far. I thought that if the Warriors would have protected the ball and not turned the ball over so much and valued it, they would have won that game. And definitely, if Klay Thompson was there, they would have won. Anyways, that didn't happen. However, we were still able to see that this Laker team, it just wasn't a solid team. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I would be trying to move on from several of those players. AD, he's just injury prone, and they're gonna have to look at that because you know he's he's just injury prone. You got to think that if he's going to be their guy once LeBron James decides to hang it up and retire, he's not healthy. He's incapable of staying healthy, and you cannot have your main guy always out. And like I said, even when he played, he just didn't play like he was hungry. In my opinion, he didn't seem like he was hungry pre championship. So it's like, okay, well, you got your ring now. It is what it is. It's a wrap. No, you better go on and try to win more rings. That's supposedly what they do out in LA with the Lakers, not with the Clippers, because even going to talk about little brother. However, they just looked horrible. I don't understand why AD was out there. He shouldn't have been out there. Yes, okay, he gave it a go. I don't know what doctor cleared him, what that doctor was able to see that he decided to clear him, but he need to put on my glasses, my little glasses. He need to put some eye contacts on or something, get a magnifying glass and look at that again, because you made the wrong choice. And say they were to advance past Phoenix, they would have maybe in jeopardy of not having him for the remainder of the playoffs, because you took a chance, because you're like, we're in a desperate situation. And it didn't pan well. It looked like what the Warriors did when they rushed KD back, and you see how that turned out. And he's obviously not on the Warriors anymore. But you got to look at your players like they are the assets. He is an asset, and you don't want to risk losing that asset. Okay, you don't want to risk losing that player, because you just don't want to ruin the player's career for making bad decisions. Not saying this would have been a career-ending injury, but what if it would have ended up being his Achilles or something like that? That's worse than maybe the groin. But now that injury was re-aggravated, and no telling what else is going on there. He looked like he was in a lot of pain, and he just shouldn't have been out there. He shouldn't have been out there. I expected more from LeBron, and not statistically, even though you needed him to do more, but he just didn't look like he was hungry. Like, I remember when he was on the verge of losing to the Warriors, and he went off. He was hungry. I remember when he was with the Heat, and they were about to lose to the Spurs. Everybody's like, yeah, they got the trophy down there. They're ready. It's a move. Oh my God, the Spurs went up. No, LeBron went crazy, And then obviously Ray Allen hit three, and we all know what happened. He just didn't look like that guy out there. He may have scored what 29 points, almost a triple double, but it just didn't seem like it, didn't feel like it. His presence to me wasn't felt like what I'm normally used to seeing when LeBron James is out there playing basketball. So it didn't look good. Some people felt like, oh, it was over at halftime. I felt like it was over at the first quarter when well, obviously once AD got hurt, but when you looked at the score and you kept seeing the Suns hit all these threes, and Booker was wasn't playing games. He was hitting everything. He was hitting shots with his eyes closed. He was hitting shots with on one leg. He was balling out. He pretty much said, "It's my team, and guess what? We are not going to allow you to win this game. We want to wrap this thing up so we can move on to the next round." And that's pretty much what they did. And even though the Lakers made a comeback, they just never got over the hump. And every time Booker would take over, and then you have obviously CP3. He controlled the game even more so when the Lakers were making a run. Who had the ball in their hands? It was either CP3 or Devin Booker, which was smart. You want your guys, your top players, your superstars to have the ball in their hand when the game is on the line, or when the team who's desperate is trying to make a comeback, like the Lakers. So what do I say with the Lakers? They gonna that roster is just not that good. Um, yes, you could say you could just put any pieces around AD and LeBron and make it work. Well, this showed you that no, you can't. I was a little confused about uh, some of the lineups that they had out there. Um, I was confused by it. I felt like certain players should have played more and not just in this game. I mean, throughout the series, I'm looking at players like, you only played 14 minutes. Why they signed you this past offseason? I thought you were a part of um, what they were trying to do in order to win a championship. I was shocked by that. But nonetheless, I'm waiver wire queen. I'm not the coach. I don't make decisions on who's going to play, even though I probably should, because maybe it would have been a little closer. But no, 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 no. Where White Queen's gonna stay over here. I'm gonna let Coach coach. Um, he can't do that again because he's gonna be without a job doing that, because it didn't look good. Like he should have did a better job with his lineups. And then again, I thought it was strange also seeing LeBron come out and he just looked tired. And it could be because, they really haven't had a long break, or the normal break that they normally do have from the postseason to the next season. Obviously, they played late up until October, November, in the bubble, sometime in that area. So they didn't have a lot of time in between that time and the start of the new season. So he looked exhausted, and I was like, damn, LeBron, he looks tired, and I'm not used to seeing that. I obviously not a big LeBron fan, but I'm used to seeing him out there, and he's just out there. He's giving it his all. He doesn't look exhausted, obviously, but for the first time, he just looked tired, and you could see it when he was going over there on the sideline to sit on the bench, and I'm like, okay, yeah, he looks tired. Is he checking himself out? They losing. I'm like, this is it, but he doesn't. To me, he doesn't have anything to prove, and I'm a Jordan fan, and I feel like LeBron has nothing to prove. He lost, yes, first round. It didn't look good because it just did not look good how they lost in this, especially this last game. But I still feel like he doesn't have anything to prove. I'm seeing a lot of people say, "Oh, he has a lot to prove." Blah blah blah. No, he doesn't have anything to prove. His legacy is intact. He's still one of the greats, and that's what it will be. However, I'm not mad that the Lakers lost because I'm not a Laker fan, and the Clippers are obviously going to live to see another day. Um, Championship is not going to come at it's not going to come out of LA this year. At first I thought it was, but no, now I'm like, gotta reevaluate and rethink that. We'll just have to see. But as far as the Lakers, they have a lot of moves to make. I don't like the whole AD Drummond LeBron lineup. I'm not a fan of that, and they're gonna just let Drummond go. Obviously, AD is your guy, and obviously LeBron is the guy. So Drummond, no, no. Schroeder, let him go. They really need to find players that are really going to perform well and play well with that team. Kuzma, I don't know what's up with that, but I will say with Kuzma, since he's not used to that role, I feel like that he is in now. Pre LeBron, he was more aggressive and a part of you know that core group, young group. But now he's just okay. You're just a role player, and you have to play your role. But it's hard to play that role on a consistent night when you're used to. Okay, well, at one point I was going to be one of the focal points of the core group. Now I just got to play my role as a spot up shooter, come off the bench. It's not working. I still feel like he has value, so maybe they need to make a move for him because he hasn't been the same since LeBron and AD came to town. So he still has value. Maybe you can get something else because he's not doing much for your team, but he's a really good young player. So he has value. They have a lot of decisions to make, and I've already named a few that need to be going. Morris, I expected more out of him, so he may be a player that's gone. There are quite a few players they're going to have to look at and consider moving on from if they want to win. And AD is going to have to figure some things out because health is wealth. Okay, his health is key to some more of them rings, and if he isn't healthy, they're not going to win anymore. While LeBron is still playing in the league because AD is supposed to be his teammate, his right hand. We're gonna say, and if he's not healthy, then it's not going to happen. I don't know what it is about AD, but he's always hurt. So maybe some off-season changes to his diet, his workouts, maybe uh put on a few pounds because he gets hurt an awful lot, and that's not going to be good long term for his career or for the Lakers going forward. All right, y'all let me know what you think. Do you think these players should be no longer a part of the Lakers future? Kuzma, KCP, Morris, Harrell, Schroeder. Do you think these guys and Drummond should be the past, and they should be moving forward and looking at other players? And also, how much longer do you think LeBron is going to play? And do you think AD is ready to carry the Lakers over the next few seasons and after LeBron retires? All right, y'all, hit that like button if you love basketball and if you are enjoying the NBA playoffs. Subscribe to Waiver Wire Queen for more on sports, especially if you love fantasy sports. Hit me up and follow me on Facebook, IG, and Twitter and TikTok at Waiver Wire Queen. Peace.